This is Soft Rant with Amma, the pod where real conversation happens and soft rants come alive. Here, no topic is off limits, no perspective is too small, and every voice matters. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the rant, the laugh, and the truth that connects us all. What's up? I hope you're good. I hope you're fine. I know. I've been AWire for like a couple of weeks. I know. And some people have like reached out to me to say, Amma, I hope you're fine. I mean, what's happening? Not seen or heard from you. Couple of weeks. I know. I'm fine. I'm good. And to those who didn't even notice that I was absent, well, I don't blame you because this thing called life we are living is not easy. And to be consistent is really, really not easy. It's easier said than done. You know, some motivational speakers will tell you, oh, you have to be consistent. You have to do this for growth. Boy, it is not easy. It is good on paper, but actually doing it. So this make me realize that the reason why all of us or most of us show up for work on a daily basis, I mean Monday to Friday or whatever days that you work, is because there is a monetary value coming out of it. Remove that money aside, nobody's going to turn up for work. And that's why the number of people that go to church is lower than those who go to work Monday to Friday. So I catch the drift. Well, I hope you're fine. I'm back with full force and full energy. So this is Soft Rant with Amma. In case you're listening to this podcast for the very first time, welcome you to the family. How we do it is say everything that needed to be said. So while I was preparing for today's topic, I did actually have a topic I wanted to discuss about. I've done everything I needed to do, have researched, even plan on recording, but with the light of what has been happening on social media, I decided to take a pause and dive into something that needed to be spoken. I know that this conversation is said every given time, but in case you do not know what I'm talking about, if you're living under the rock, it is the story of a young girl child who was violently raped by people she thought her family. I mean, how obscene or how violent or how crazy does that sound? I mean, goodness, talking about this just give me the chills. I'm sure that you've noticed the buzz on social media, #justice for Ochanya. It has been trending on all social media platforms, and even international media agencies have carried the story. So in case you're living under the rock, I'm going to tell you this. The name Ochanya is on everybody's lips. She's a young girl who was repeatedly raped by her uncle, that's her aunt's husband and his son, her very own cousin. She was raped between the ages of 8 to 13 until she developed a deadly disease and eventually passed away. The disease is called vesicovaginal fistula. I was shocked because I thought at this stage, at this 21st century, there are laws would protect our young girls. I mean, how will your parent, how will your mom trust that your auntie and your uncle that are supposed to protect you is there molesting and raping you? Some people will say, why did she leave the protection of her parents? This young girl, she had to leave her home. She also had to leave her parents because she needed good education. And the school in her village was demolished for whatever reason. Her mom thought, as that every mother would think, let my child go and stay with my sister or let her go and stay with a relative and get the secured education that she needed. But make me understand or make me question that, are there any laws actually protecting the rights of children? Because I don't understand how perpetrators of this act will continue to create such grievous offense and yet are walking scot-free. Now the abuse first started with the male cousin, and the sister, that's Ochanya's cousin, caught him and told their father. I mean, when a father hear this kind of situation, you're supposed to scold your child or just try to make sure that this situation never repeats himself again. But instead, the protector, quote unquote, that is supposed to protect the girl child was also raping Ochanya. Like, can you imagine? I'm sure that this is not the first time we're hearing stories like this. Honestly, I thought that this story happened this situation happened maybe last week or max 3-4 months ago. This happened 8 years ago, and the perpetrators are walking free without no jail time. What broke me completely was learning that this man's wife was actually jailed for negligence of exposing the child to rape and withholding evidence. She actually hid 11 hospital reports showing that Ochanya had VVF, while the man who destroyed Ochanya's life was released for lack of evidence. How does this even make sense? Make it make sense. This woman covered it up but spent 5 months in jail, but the rapists, the perpetrators, are walking free. One of them, the lecturer, still go to classes, still teaches, move around and nothing happened. And his son, Victor, I heard that one has hidden or something. This happened years ago. And honestly, I had to go online for me to educate myself and also educate my audience about the protection of the right of a child. That's the Protection Act. This is like over 265 pages. Man, I had to just read it for me to understand what exactly is going through. Are there no laws that are safeguarding the interests of our children? Because I do not understand how a girl child will have to go through all of this. Even as an adult, if you're having sex, the first time is not pleasant. Even at the point of entry, it is not pleasant. Now, imagine a child who is still developing a productive organ having raped repeatedly for more than 5-6 years. That is gruesome. Okay, so going through this document, there's a section that says unlawful sexual intercourse, etc. Unlawful sexual intercourse with a child. 1. No person shall have sexual intercourse with a child. A person who contravenes the provision of section 1 of this section commits an offense of rape is liable on conviction to imprisonment for life. Where a person is charged with an offense under this section, it is immaterial that the offenders believe the person to be or above the age of 18 or the sexual intercourse was with the consent of the child. I mean, anybody that is below 18 doesn't have any sort of consent. Form of sexual abuse and exploitation. A person who sexually abuses or sexually exploits a child in any manner not already mentioned under this part of this act commits an offense. A person who commits an offense under subsection 1 of this section is liable on conviction to imprisonment for the term of 14 years. I mean, 14 years is too small, because if you have the mind to not go and meet somebody of your age mate, but going to a child knowing fully well that they are still developing, they have no sense of what is happening. Like what happened to Ochanya, that she had to die, and the mother, oh my goodness, and the aunt rather, hid evidences to show that this girl was being abused for how many years, and which led to her death. This is so sad. So if there are laws that are there, to protect the interests of our children, why are they not being practiced? Like I said, I'm sure this is not the first and this is not going to be the last time that this kind of offense is going to come to light. This happened 8 years ago. So why is it that we're just hearing about this now? Why is it that the father and also the son are not in prison? Why is it that they're working? Why? These are the questions that need to be answered. And I'm glad that Senator Natasha, that is the senator for Kogi Central, has actually taken interest in this. Now, Senator Natasha has said that the family need to write a petition to our office so that, they will attend to situations like this. So if you see something, say something. I understand that this person might be your family member, but when a family member continues to perpetrate evil, you can't keep quiet. You can't keep quiet. You have to say something. It is Ochanya that we're talking about today. Tomorrow it can be your sister. It can be your cousin. It can be your family members. So if you don't use your platform to say something about situations like this, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So this is just me saying that perpetrators, pedophiles have to be brought to justice with the full force of the law. We can't continue to live like this. We can't continue to live in fear. So justice for Ochanya. If you see something, please say something. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. I hope that you've learned one or two things, and I hope that you advocate for the right of a child. You advocate for things that are good. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Bye.